जैसे कि NITs रहते हैं उनको ट्रेन किया हुआ है. So we are fortunate कि ऐसे जिन्होंने सब बड़े-बड़े इंस्टीट्यूट्स के डायरेक्टर्स डीन्स को ट्रेन किया है, उनकी क्लास में आज बैठने का अपने को अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली है. So मैं इसी के साथ सर को इनवाइट करना चाहता हूं with thunders of applause for the session on mastering on project management. Please welcome Sir.
So thank you very much, Prasad. I welcome all of you once again to the beautiful campus of IIM Nagpur. Now, my association with project management, I must tell you, I am a civil engineer. My bachelor's civil engineering, I am from Government College of Engineering, Karad. Masters मैंने construction management में किया हूँ. PhD IIT मुंबई से वो भी civil engineering किया हूँ. But now currently I am heading the Management Institute. But wherever I have gone, I have built the building and started the new program. Now, my association with project management, Bits Pilani, when I joined after my PhD, even though I was getting opportunity in IIT Guwahati Civil Department, IIT Kharagpur School of Management, but I preferred Bits Pilani, and they asked which one you want to join, civil engineering or management. Bits is known for engineering, all of you know, but I preferred management. And I joined there, but BITS gave me opportunity to serve as a principal technical agency to Ministry of Rural Development for Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. You know that IIT Bombay was looking after Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Goa. BITS Pilani was given responsibility of Punjab and Rajasthan. I was holding the charge of principal technical agency for smallest of the small roads, for the smallest of the small village. One Pakka road to the smallest of the small village connecting to the bigger village based on the school for children, hospital for women and children, and agriculture market for the farmers. Keeping these three things in mind, Gram Panchayat is to decide their village is to be connected to one Pakka road in each village. That was the dream of then visionary Prime Minister Vajpayee. So I was part of that project. 7 institutions involved, BITS was one of them I was representing. So that is my first association with the project. And then when I moved to MDI Gurgaon, there were 3 programs. And then when I left MDI in 2012, there were 9 programs. We built 9 buildings and 9 programs. Every year, 1 building, 1 program. That was the formula. So how institutions are built, I learned over there. My mentor, Professor Kitachi, was there. Then I went to IIM in Delhi. It was nowhere in the rank. MDI used to be on the list of 5. After Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Kolkata, India used to be in the rank, then Lucknow, etc. I then went to IIM, it was 40th rank. But when I left IIM with my mentor, when I joined IIM, my mentor, Professor Kitachi, was there. So 2012 I joined, 16 I left. But in 4 years, we got that institution from 40th to number 7. In the rank of IIM Kozhikode at IIM Indore, it was number 7 in the government ranking. And when it was its peak, almost everywhere I have gone, wherever institution was its peak, whether fortunate or unfortunately, I left and gone to the next institutions. So from MDI, it was number 4. After ABC, I left and joined to IIM. From 40th, I brought number 7, I left. I joined L&T Institute of Project Management for 1 year. From there, then I moved to and in between MD and IIM, there is another institution, that is Strathclyde University, Glasgow, that is number 21 at global level, people accredited, that was hallmark of excellence. And they wanted to set up, as a part of Foreign University Bill in 2011 to set up India campus. I went there, it was a 8-acre land, built the campus. Foreign University Bill could not come, started the operation, then Foreign University Bill could not. The principal was the minister, then I moved to MDI and then IIM. Then from there I moved to L&T Institute of Project Management. L&T, all of you know, is known for construction, it is hallmark of excellence for quality as well as project management. I joined that institute to train all the senior people, those who do more than 1,000 crores of business in that project. I was training them. So hydrocarbon business, one of the turnaround business we did as a part of that. Then from there I moved to the IIM Trichy, Tiruchirappalli it is called. So there it was located in old building, old lab building of NIT Trichy. Normally, when any new institution comes, the existing institution, they give their unwanted space. So So we were there, and from there 175 acre I built a new campus. And the CPWD was there. Working with CPWD, all of it is very difficult, tough task. When I joined 4th of April 2017, the NIT director came, आप तो खाली करिए, आपका जो नया इंस्टीट्यूशन जाएगा, हमारा प्रोग्राम करना है. Then I said, I go and see. I went and saw the campus. Asked the CPWD how much time you take to complete. They said, sir, अभी 2 साल लगेगा. And I went and saw the sports complex was going on, faculty block was going on, director bungalow going on, and library building. Many, all they started, and all at the foundation level. Nothing was going up. Only subsurface there was no superstructure. Then I asked my dean how much time it takes. Sir, CPWD 2 साल बोल रहे तो definitely 2.5 साल से पहले तो नहीं होगा. Then I told them, all the people I called, project manager, CPWD, I told them, you have to stop all the construction. You have to focus only 2 hostels out of 8. Mess building, which was only foundation, trench was there. I said, this you have to do in 3 shifts. April 4, I went, I said, August 14th, I want this mess building should be ready, 2 hostels should be ready. And 16th, we start first year classes from this campus. Because my predecessors, increased the strength and he went away, and there was no space available. So there is no space. Then I have to compulsorily build this campus. And the CPWD fellow said, superintendent said, sir, हम तो government agency है, आप ऐसे हमें नहीं बोल सकते. We are the civil engineer. We decide when it will complete, when it will start. ये आपको नहीं पता है. Because he was not doing, I am a civil engineer. And the first civil engineering amongst IIM directors. Otherwise, always people from another background. But he was not doing a civil background. I said, हम तो PMGSY में काम किए हैं, वहाँ का 3 चीफ इंजीनियर को हम निकाल चुके हैं. And आपका क्या डिजिग्नेशन है? बोला मैं तो सुपरिटेंडेंट इंजीनियर. तो 1 घंटा नहीं लगेगा, मैं जी से बात करके आपको खाली करवा दूँगा. मैं जो बोलूँगा वही सुनना है. हम भी गवर्नमेंट एजेंसी है. And I want 14th August this mess building 2 hostels should be ready. कैसे करना है आपका काम है. And 16th मेरे को क्लास शुरू करना है. So this is how. And 14th means 14th. The mess building was ready. 2 hostels were ready. Meantime, electricity, and Tamil Nadu is one of the most corrupt states. When it comes to electricity, when I asked, then my officer said, sir, उनको 90,000 rupees they are asking. And then I called one of my students. When I was in India, we used to train all state electricity board people on distribution companies for the drum project of World Bank. So one of my students was chief engineer in Tirunelveli. I called him. I want electricity connection. And he brought 4 or 5 people. I signed within 8 days. We got the electricity connection. Because otherwise building ready, but there is no electricity, nothing can be done. So when we got it, but CPW people and the contractor, they were so smart, and they also, mindset is a terror. There is a machine to setting. They set such a way that every 2 minutes it started tripping. 16th we started the class with Ganesh Puja, but the class could not happen. Every 2 minutes tripping was happening, because then you have to start the generator, and they wanted, I paid the money for generator, 50,000 rupees. Because they want to make money everywhere, PWDs are, So then I again called my student. He said, sir, they might have done the wrong setting. You take the record, how many times tripping happened. Then when I asked, they said it is only entire Tamil Nadu is there. Later on they said only in this center it is there. Then we started taking the record, and I also talked to the secretary Tamil Nadu. Then once we started taking record, tripping, the resetting the date, until I leave and come to Nagpur, there was no problem of tripping. They said we will take a record and we will stack all those people, they are purposefully. So that is our first operation as a project. We started classes, and after 16th August I told, now you have to do the entire academic block, administrative block, faculty block. And still you are not going to touch sports complex, library building, faculty, staff and director, although you are not supposed to operate. Second phase, I gave now target is October 16th you have to complete. I tell you, 8th October they completed whatever the target given. Afterwards, then I said, now you have to go for sports complex. Now you have to go for the staff and faculty block, liability, and director bungalow is the last one. So this is how October 8th entire building was ready, and December we completed everything, and the last one was the director bungalow. I moved May 18. All other December 17th, the entire thing we completed. Why I am telling this is the estimate, the project, whatever the duration, because in business, you know that every business you want to start your factory as a startup, you want to do the expansion. A project is the one longest time consuming. So if you want to do the project, if you depend on those people, and their estimates are different. So you have to always give your date, and it is up to them how to fit into that. I give another example. When I was student, I did my master's in Konkan Railway. Sridhan was heading, and Belapur CBD was headquarters of Konkan Railway. I met him and he gave me, visit all those places, and I was fortunate to meet him and visit. I tell you, when 1989, when Konkan Railway project was started, Madhu Dandavate, was MP from Rajapur, Ratnagiri side. He was the finance minister, George Fernandez from Mangalore. He was the railway minister, both called Sridharan, that you have to do this project. 762 kilometers from Roa to Mangalore. So build this project. And Sridharan said, fine, how much time it will take? They asked Sridharan, said 15 to 20 years. So when Sridharan said 15 to 20 years, George Fernandez, you know that he was a union leader earlier before going to politics in Mumbai. Many factories were closed, Rogle Glass and all part of it. So he told Sridharan, nothing doing, we have to complete the project in 5 years. So Sridharan was looking at him, how can it possible? Then Madhu Dandavate, social mindset person, he said, soft spoken language. श्रीधर जी आपको जो मदद चाहिए, जो सपोर्ट चाहिए, सब मिलेगा, बट आपको 5 साल के अंदर करना है, प्लस और माइनस 5 ईयर के अंदर आपको करना है. He was a finance minister. Listening to both the ministers, Sridhar then realized, for me there is no option. Only what I can ask because Madhu Dandavate has promised. He said, I need 3 things, then I try to complete in 5 to 6 years. What are 3 things? He said, I need the assurance of the funding well in advance. There is no shortage of funding. Funding should be available as and needed, so assurance of funding. Second, he said, I need full autonomy. Full autonomy, no interference of the government. Whatever I think I do, that autonomy should be. They said yes. Third, he said, I need the land acquisition as per the market rate, not as per the government rate. Because government rate means people will go to court and 5, 6, 7 years. We don't know how much time the court matter will be in the court. These 3 demanded, they accepted. Within 2 months, Sridhar acquired the land. In turn, he came back. He made entire 762 kilometers into 5 zones. Mahad zone, Ratnagiri North, Ratnagiri South, Goa zone and Mangalore zone. All the 5 zones, he kept 1 chief engineer, 1 deputy chief engineer. In turn, he gave full autonomy to them. You go to the people, those who land are coming on the track, negotiate with them and acquire the land. And 2 months, till today, it is a record in the history of Indian project management, acquiring land in 2 months, such a mega project. He did that. He acquired the machines from Germany, tunnel building, because it has 84 tunnels. And tunnel is the longest time consuming activity any project. So he brought the jumbo boomer, drill and blast. If you do 1 day, 1 meter progress, you can do in tunnel. But he got the 4 meter rod and the loader. So in 1 cycle of 8 hours instead of 1 meter, then he started doing 4 meter progress. So he got into innovation. He out of box thinking. If you do the project, you should not go traditional way, but you will take a traditional timing. If you want to get into, as Shivakumar was rightly saying, so you have to think out of box. So that he brought the German machines and then 84 tunnels and 116 culverts and many viaduct. Viaduct means between the 2 hills, 1 tunnel. If you see the Mangalore side, Sharavati bridge is there. a tunnel is coming from the, a train is coming from the bridge. From bridge it enters into tunnel. After the tunnel there is a valley and there is another hill. So from this tunnel it comes to the valley. Valley is connected, two hillocks are connected with the bridge, which is called as a viaduct. 68 meters in Ratnagiri, if you see 68 meter viaduct L&T has built. From there it goes to the next one. So this is a lot of course it is a very beautiful journey if anybody wants to, you should travel. So such a complex project Sridhar could able to complete in 6 years and a half. Even though one patch of 300 meters was passing through a religious place in Goa and matter went to court, 18 months matter was in court, Sridhar started train from Goa to Mangalore and Goa to Mumbai via Goa. He did, and only that patch was in controversy, but he started earning the fruits of the project. Whatever ready, he started getting the money out of that. So this is how Sridharan went out of the traditional way, a new approach, innovative approach to complete the project. And he himself said 15 to 20 years, but he completed in 6.5 years. It is difficult to digest. And that is why Sridharan is called as a project man. Sridharan we are doing the project. And then, after that Sridharan was so popular, then government of Maharashtra, Nitin Gadkari was the minister, PWD minister, and he, Bombay-Pune Expressway, under his leadership, Sridharan did the Bombay-Pune Expressway. And Sheila Dixit government, Delhi Chief Minister, then Delhi Chief Minister, she was waiting for Sridharan to do the Delhi Metro project. And Sridharan, in Delhi Metro project also, he put the same condition because he was already superannuated. He said, I will not take a single pay. But I will also not follow the government norms. No CBC, no watchdogs, no editors kind of thing. I will, if you give the free hand, I will not charge any money, but I will do the project and no interference. With that condition, he accepted the project. And within 2 months, one MP interfered and Sridharan resigned. Then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and then Congress President Sonia both came and requested him, this will never happen, you take back your resignation. Sridharan said, I put the paper in my pocket, but second time happened, then I will not take back. He was keeping that resignation in his packet. But till he completed the phase 2, that was never happened, no interference, and Sridharan did that. A metro project, Delhi Metro is an iconic project in the world. Because of that, he could not follow that L1 kind of thing. We follow in government L1. So he went the best of the best ERP, Singapore. He followed and he brought it and Delhi Metro. Sridharan completed the project, first page, 2 years, 9 months ahead of the schedule. You see, project means always there is a unwritten law, time more and cost. Kabhi time pe complete nahi hota hai, kabhi आपका estimated budget में complete नहीं होता. But he completed 2 years, 9 months ahead of the schedule. When second phase come and 2 years, 9 months ahead of the schedule, in that 13 kilometer was passing through the underground. Underground tunnel takes a lot of time and it is very costly. 552 crores per kilometer of underground tunnel. 552 crores, 1 kilometer of underground tunnel. When you do the surface tunnel, that's 2 to 1, 221 crore per kilometer. I'm talking about per kilometer cost. 13 kilometer was underground, even then he completed 2 years, 9 months. When it comes to second phase, Sridharan completed that project 6 months ahead of the schedule. In that phase, 34 kilometer was underground. And afterwards, Sridharan, health reason, he left and he handed over charge to Mangi Singh and he went to Kerala and there again he engaged in Kerala Metro. So this is how Sridharan started Sridharan way of project management. Everything has changed. He gave a responsibility, accountability, not only those who are executing the project. What was his model was? His model was the HR as well as finance people also accountable for the progress of the work. Which you might not have heard about. He made people, supporting people, HR as well as finance people also responsible to do the project. They are part of the team. Otherwise, normally HR means they will not make the payment. They will 10 queries, relevant or irrelevant, they will put it how to delay, they are known for that. And finance and HR, both of them, recruitment and finance is the payment. because project important formula is three important things in project. One is planning, second one is payment. Is it not? So if payment, a lot of payments in different stages you have to do, and if any delay, it has its own impact. And third one is a policy. Who takes the decision in the project, various stages of project? What kind of amount, what kind of policy, who takes the decision? Decision making delay means the project delay. You agree or not? Any delay. So what is the governance structure in the project? That's the thing. These are the three P's: payment, policy, and planning. Planning is extremely important. Those who fail in planning, somebody very beautifully said, those who planned never executed, they always fail. Those who executed without plan, they miserably fail. So that way, planning and execution is extremely important in the project. From there, when I was completing almost 3 years, then Nagpur, IIM it was in temporary VNIT campus. Then I was approached for the coming over here. Then I was reluctant because I already staying in rented house. I just moved to 18, moved to, Director Bungalow 19. They approached me for coming here, and you are from Maharashtra, and Nagpur also, like I am Trichy. Then with lot of ministry also they called, and then after that persuasion, then I came here, even though my term was even 2 more years, but after 6 months I came. But when I decided, even before moving to here, even I was working in Trichy, I started visiting this campus once I decided to come here. And this campus, we divided into 4 priorities. Same year we prioritized. One is priority 1, because COVID was there, we made a mess building, hostel and classroom. That's the priority 1. These are classrooms. Second, we made the administrative building and faculty block. And the convention center which you have seen, because we were doing one of the best, decision sciences, Indian subcontinent, this was the biggest conference in when it happens. We wanted to do that. The convention center was also part of the priority 2. And the infant, what you see, it was not at all there. We put a yellow, the barricade, curtain, and this side December we did the conference. December 21 we did the conference in phase priority 2, that was really well there. Priority 3, we were having the executive education and infant, and priority 4 was the faculty and staff. So this is how completed, and you may be happy to know that I am Nagpur. Trichy was also first in that generation. Before Udaipur, before Raipur, and all other IIM Kasipur. Ranchi, along with Nagpur completed. It started in 2009. But when we came here, we completed November 21. This was operational, except faculty and staff quarters. Based on this prioritization, and Government of India said, when this model was to use for others. You may be happy to know that after us, Sambalpur was the first one to complete it. The second one, that was this 2nd of February, the Prime Minister inaugurated. And Jammu and other IIMs, they inaugurated 20th of last month, they all inaugurated. So we are the first one to do. So, because I am a student of benchmarking, my PhD topic was benchmarking. Benchmarking, you should be the first of the first. So amongst the lot, you should be the first. So that, how to set a benchmark, as a part of that, this we completed. And as I was telling Sridhar in ways, Sridhar always used to make a calendar. If the project is, say, for example, 425 days, next day if you go there as a project manager, you may see that it is 424. Next day if you go 423. So he used to calendar the project. Every day that much quantity of work has to happen so that you can complete the project within the time. That is the model he used to operate. So calendaring the project and also fast decision making. You see, decision making is extremely important in the project. And you can't afford to delay. If you don't know, if you delay till to get the right answer, then probably project will delay. So you should be the one fast decision maker. Even sometimes if you don't know, you go ahead with the decision, take the risk, and if it is wrong, again take another decision and set it right. That is what Sridhar follows, Mangesh follows, and all should follow in the project management. decision making sometimes you should not take for perfect solution. But you should go ahead and take decisions so that you can complete the project faster. So many times, because of Sridhar calendaring, I'll tell you one example. After Sharavati river in Mangalore, so that tunnel was there, two tunnels. It was soil, A hill was made up of soil, and soft soil tunnel is a very tough to do. In rock, you can cut the rock and make the tunnel. But in soft soil, the moment you take out the soil, entire portion will come down. So Hindustan Construction Company was known for sill tunneling. It's called the soft soil means sill tunneling, and they did Kolkata Metro. They were appointed for that. Two tunnels, one is about 600, another one is 300 now. It was given to Hindustan Construction Company, but Hindustan Construction Company was struggling because one cycle of 1 meter progress used to take 46 hours, because they have to put all the steel and the entire steel will move, and the steel rod with arrows, they will hit the soil and they will take out the soil. That was the very lengthy process. And what they predicted was it is a soil, but in between there were big boulders, Deccan Trap. When they used to progress, that arrow used to hit the rock, and the arrow used to bend like this. Steel rod used to bend like this. Once if it bent like this, then probably 3-4 months there is no progress about. So that is where they were delaying. Their project was getting delayed, but Sridhar was strict on the calendar. Then another portion of work they outsourced to L&T to do another tunnel, and L&T was taking a shaft. It is 13-meter shaft. Even if you want to excavate the tunnel from two sides, you have to take the shaft to increase the progress. And they were taking a shaft after 13 meters. 8 people were working in the shaft, and suddenly, the high speed, a water full of sand. That water was hot water. Hot water full of sand was moving from one direction to other direction. And at the 13th meter, all the 8 people moved away with the water. So the moment, this was unknown risk. In project, many times, if you know the risk, you can have plan C. If you don't know the risk, what will happen? After happening only, you will come to know. There it was not known such a aquifer will be there with full of hot water and soil, boiled water, it is moving. Those people moved away, just disappeared, were stopped. So this kind of thing happens in project. So therefore project means a lot of uncertainty, a lot of complexity, and pace is the problem. Pace is the problem. Say any your industry projects or any project, any initiative in the organization is a project. There is a starting point, there is an ending point. In between many things will happen. So there many risk parameters will come into picture. For example, when Matunga to Sivdi, one underground tunnel, water supply tunnel was under construction to additional water requirement for the Mumbai Metro. So they took a shaft of 65 meters, Chenpoka, Dhal, King Circle and Sivdi, a 45 meter shaft. And they got a first of its kind, tunnel boring machine, because you can't go for drill and drop, all buildings will collapse. So 65 meter and 45 meter, they started two machines, just slowly cutting the rock, no abrasion will reach the foundation. They were doing, and they were also predicted in Hindustan Construction Company that since it is surrounded by seawater, and seawater will come percolate inside. And they also kept, as a plan B, if water comes, 15 pumps were kept ready to dry out the space for the construction progress, tunnel progress. Now, after reaching a 1 kilometer or so, water started coming. Then immediately they started operating those 15 pumps. Within 1 hour, all pumps decided not to work. They stopped working. Now, see, today robots can decide it. But in those days, basin, I am talking about 89, or potable water, not for seawater. You see, you have done plan B, but you have not taken care of meticulously planning for that. You brought the pump, those pumps can only lift the potable water, not the sweet water, not the salt water. So when you do the plan B, you should be very careful. You should go into detail and do the meticulous planning. Otherwise, plan B is as good as you have not done any planning for such a risk. So project means full of risk. And while planning B, known risk, you know the risk, what will become, you have to plan it well. And if you don't plan it well, you missed up. And then 6 months there was no progress. At first 8 months, then it was a first of its kind tunnel boring machine, 3-meter diameter, first of its kind machine. They brought operator from Germany, and Indian operator was also working. He was a training, and he was training. After 8 months, German operator, as per the agreement, went away. Indian operator started operating. Then, as long as German operator was there, the progress was 22 meters a day. And when Indian operator started operating a machine, the progress became 7 to 8 meters. You see, experience in project, when you employ the people, many times you go for the low price and you employ, this fellow is much cheaply available per day, this much he can charge as an operator, and he will costly, you think it is a costly, but how much costly is operating the cheap? I think, can you imagine? So the expertise and experience effect is very important to complete the project in time. So that progress came down. Second one, the Hindustan Construction Company, there was Matunga to Sevri, one tunnel of 3.88 meters, and Sevri to Rupareli College, another tunnel was under planning. So SCC thought, if we get this project was already under construction. Second project, if tender, because you don't know whether you will get L1 or not. If they won the tender, they wanted to buy this machine. So when they got the machine from Germany, second-hand machine, hire come purchase, this is the problem. If they get that project, they wanted to purchase, otherwise they go for hire come purchase. So when this project was going on, and that project was getting delayed, tendering was not happening, and meantime, the dollar and euro, market exchange rate changed, drastically changed, and as a part of that, Hindustan Construction Company, it has to pay huge amount of money as a part of rent. They asked the Tata Consulting Services, you have to change. They were PMs, and Bombay Municipal Corporation, Mumbai Municipal Corporation was the client. They said it is not a condition of contract. When you do the project, a general condition of contract and special condition of contracts are extremely important. It was not in the any contract, and we don't know whether you are hiring or you are purchasing or hire for purchasing. It is your business, it is none of our business. So that is how they said, it is your problem, we are not going to help you. Then the SCC went into it. Matter went for 2 years. Finally, SCC lost the case. I am telling these examples how to successfully build the project if you don't drop your contract document, if you don't take care of your risk, and if you don't do the meticulous planning. These things will be part and parcel of the project. So therefore, project management unwritten law is cost to government time. If you see many Government of India projects, if you see there is a Ministry of Statistics and Implementation, there is a department, ministry, there if you go every year, you find thousands of crores of rupees projects are delayed and time are such. If you see, even if you see March 24, if you Google it, all public sector projects, centrally funded projects, or even because private project data will not be available, but at least funded project you find. So what I want to say is, a meticulous planning is extremely important. In any project, even if you start your company expansion, or even ERP implementation, your company is a project. It is not only a civil project and space project. The experience is extremely important. While hiring the people, the person prima facie looks very costly, but you should go for costly, not the cheap, because you will not get the result. So that is extremely important, and therefore meticulous planning. I was attending, a function in Baroda, 1996, and 1996 Narbada Sarovar project. Anybody know when the Narbada Sarovar project started?
1952.
Huh?
1962.
This project started, 1964. The foundation stone was laid by then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. But geotechnical investigation completed in 1978. After 14 years, geotechnical investigation, whether the suitable site is there or not. Khosla committee was appointed. Khosla committee submitted report in 1978. And report decision was amazing that the place where then Prime Minister laid the foundation was totally unsuitable for the dam. That was and the suitable location was given Jalgaon districts of Maharashtra. It is the border, you know. But you know, then Prime Minister, was the Prime Minister sentient? No. Morarji Bhai Desai was the Prime Minister. He said nothing doing project will be in Gujarat because the first Prime Minister laid the foundation. They spent hundreds of crores of rupees to strengthen the foundation, and they shifted the location 10 kilometers away from current location is based on the Khosla committee to 10 kilometers away they built it. And 96 when visited, underground power station was fully ready. Underground power station was fully ready with turbine, generators, sensors, everything was ready, latest and World Bank, ADB supported, and every week they were paying interest on the loan taken and lakhs of rupees. Then we asked, what about the power production? What about the this power? They said it is not because Supreme Court has given the halt. And why Supreme Court? In those days, Mega Patkar, environmental activist, and along with the other people, she said, unless until rehabilitation is made, a dam height cannot be raised. Because unless until you increase the 1 meter height, you cannot start the power, underground power. So for increase 1 meter height, before that she went to court and court gave a halt till you do the rehabilitation, and this project belongs to 3 states, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Gujarat. Gujarat is the state, Maharashtra is the state, Madhya Pradesh said that we don't have money, we can't spend on that. It was pending and height was not raised. And even though you were having everything, you can't commercialize the project. So it means, what I want to say is, if you don't do the meticulous planning, rehabilitation, if you do, it would have been the part of the project, probably this problem would not have happened. So that is where in the project planning, one is to look into that, how to. And you know that what is the percentage of project? 14, when 2014, current Prime Minister took the first time, within 8 days he took a decision, 27,000 crore rupees were sanctioned for Narmada Power project. To 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 3 years, every year 9,000 crores. They have put time till the 14, till 16, the progress was only 50% of the plan, and many plans were totally updated, revised. The total project, what was the inside that has changed. Because we have not done the meticulous plan. Same is true for many projects. If you see in India, most of the such mega projects, they are into, Ranji Sagar Dam in Punjab started 1973, completed 2%. Almaty Dam started in 1960. Almaty Dam, Krishna River, Andhra and Karnataka, Maharashtra. That project started 1960, 1980. It was with Karnataka PW for 20 years, and 1980 this project was handed over to Gammon India Limited, and this project, when they were handed over with the additional cost of 2,000 times more than the original estimate. Can you imagine 2,000 times? If you delay the project, what is the price one is to go? So therefore, the mantra for project management is a great plan, meticulous plan. I was attending a function in Bhimaraya Metri, Hyderabad, 1997. UK expert was talking on project management. He said, you Indian hardly spend time for planning. 10% of the total project, probably less than 10% you spend on planning, and Chalta Hai culture works well. And in government project, normally we do the everything just to get the approval from the respective ministry or competent authority. Once that is done, we don't do the detailed plan. We don't do the meticulous plan. Then Chalta Hai baad mein dekha jayega. So this is how we get into that. And he said in UK, we spend 20% of the time for planning. And in India, you spend less than 10%, and 50 to 60% you spend time for renewal. Setting it correct. And in UK, he said, but if I give the example, when New Mumbai was coming in the 1980s or so, then Chief Minister Sharpaj was the Chief Minister of New Mumbai was coming out. And in Raigad, one irrigation dam was under construction. It was planned, it was all canals were done, everything was ready. And then New Mumbai project came. And the moment New Mumbai project came, means you have to supply water to the people. Now the priority is not for irrigation, priority came. So entire project changed from irrigation project to water supply project. And whatever the money spent on canal, everything went well, and that was diverted towards Panvel.
Excuse me, sir. अभी अपने को question answer देने
Yeah.
almost सिर्फ 10 मिनट बाकी है.
ठीक है.
So we'll take 5 quality questions. ठीक है.
ठीक है.
और उसमें फिर
Before that, I will take 2-3 minutes. So this is what I am telling you. The planning is extremely important. Meticulous planning, number one, and you have to take it before. I tell you one example. Namaseva Port Trust, Mumbai, a small contract. It was awarded to Japanese contractor, and literally 12 months the work was not at all going on the project. Nobody was knowing here some project is coming. After awarding 12 months, end of the 12 months, entire Japanese team came, and within 5 months they completed the project. Means end of the 17, it was 18-month project. End of the 17 months they completed project. One month ahead of the schedule they completed, and they got the basically reward for early completion. So you can look at that kind of examples are also there. It means 12 months they did planning, and 5 months execution, and 1 month early completion they got the reward. So you can see there are many such examples. So in many business situations, early completion, how to get the fruits of the project, your business starting is extremely important. So therefore, the planning, meticulous planning, and also taking everything into account while defining the project. And then second part comes execution, and anything, those who planned, those who executed, and those who succeeded, it is because of the metrics. If you can't have metrics, if you can't measure, you cannot manage. So therefore, we should have metrics right from inception and idea, planning stage metrics, execution stage metrics, monitoring and evaluation stage metrics in the regulatory planning. So these are some of the important aspects in project. If you do that, probably, and there is no common sense plays an important role in project management. Any project manager doing the project, a person should have an imagination. One person was walking on the road, and then he saw one person cutting the stone along the road. So he asked, "What are you doing?" It was at 12:30, hot sun, and the person was sitting mason. He said, "Can't you see what I am doing? दिख नहीं रही मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ?" That question that fellow asked this person. He went ahead, and another person was cutting the stone. He again asked, "What are you doing?" That fellow said, "साहब मैं stone cut कर रहा हूँ." He was mason cutting the stone. He said. Again he went, third person was cutting the stone, he asked, "What are you doing?" Third person said, "Saab, मैं यहाँ बड़ा temple बना." All three were masons. One replied differently, second replied what actually he was doing, and third replied, "I'm building a temple." So project management, unless until you have imagination, keeping end in mind if you are doing, then that project that's a real planning and imagination. And if you look at the Tanjore temple, which is 5 feet foundation, 217 feet height, 80 ton. And if you look at the Cambodia, Tanjore is a Shiva temple and Cambodia is Vishnu temple, the same architect. And you can look at their imagination, such a big structure. That imagination plays an important role, and those who have that kind of visualization and making such projects are going to succeed. There is no question. Okay, so with this I will stop. Any questions?
हमने एक स्टोरी के थ्रू अपने को अभी इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ प्लानिंग क्या होता है, फिर डिसीजन मेकिंग का क्या इम्पोर्टेंस है वो भी सर ने बताया, अननोन रिस्क आती है उसको कैसे मैनेज करना है वो भी बताया, एक्सपीरियंस एग्जीक्यूटर्स को कैसा यूज करे और उनका क्या इम्पोर्टेंस है वो सर ने बताया। सर ने एक स्टोरी के थ्रू अपने को ये सब चीजें दिखाई है, बताई है ना, एक ओवरव्यू दिया है। बट डेफिनेटली अपने लाइफ में बीइंग अ एसएमईज, और जब कभी अपन फैक्ट्री का एक्सपेंशन करते हैं, जिंदगी में हर बार एक जना खुद का घर बनाता है, बच्ची की शादी करता है, वो भी एक बहुत बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट है, क्योंकि उसमें बोला जाता है कि मैंने ये बजट लेके चला था और यहाँ तक चला गया, तो वो भी एक बहुत बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट रहता है। सभी को एक लाइफ में एक बार तो ये करना ही पड़ता है। तो जो अपने डेली में जो अपने को प्रोजेक्ट अपन एग्जीक्यूट करते हैं उसके रिगार्डिंग जो अपने को प्रॉब्लम्स आते हैं, तो वैसे कुछ डेली जो प्रॉब्लम्स अपने को आते हैं तो उसके रिगार्डिंग विल टेक 5 क्वेश्चंस और सर उसका आंसर करेंगे उनके वे में बाय स्टोरी टेलिंग। ये मैं एक्सपेक्ट करता हूँ। तो जो क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहते हैं प्लीज हैंड रेज कीजिए। सो यस, सो मैं मिली मैडम को अपॉर्चुनिटी देना चाहता हूँ फॉर फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन।
लेडीज
ऑर्गेनाइजर फर्स्ट।
So my question is very basic जो आपसे MBA स्टूडेंट भी पूछते होंगे क्लास में। प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट में we consider cost एक इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है। जैसे एक जब हम कोई कमर्शियल प्रपोजल देते हैं कोई प्रोजेक्ट के लिए तो हम हमारे एक्चुअल कॉस्ट के ऊपर एक सर्टेन बफर रखेंगे टू कवर अप दैट रिस्क व्हाट यू सेड। बट इज देयर एनी लाइक आउट ऑफ योर ऑल प्रैक्टिकल एक्सपीरियंस जो अभी आपने जितना मैसेज शेयर किया तो उसमें डू यू हैव एनी सच फिगर कि वो मार्जिन कितना रहना चाहिए अपार्ट फ्रॉम द थ्योरी व्हिच इज 20% और समथिंग एज अ प्रैक्टिकली यू फील कि हमेशा कमर्शियल्स में इतना मार्जिन होना चाहिए?
You see, you are talking about estimation.
Yeah.
I tell you, you all heard about Opera Australia, Opera House. Opera House, it was the best of the best architect, Danish architecture. It was a competition on competition. He won to design that building architect. So that was original plan. 1958 and 1973 completed. 1958 that project started. Danish architect, global level tender, and that project original estimate for completion was 58. It was only 4 years, but it completed 73. 4 years to 14 years. Okay, and its cost was, I think 104 it completed Australian dollar, but it was in 2 digits, it was less than 50 Australian $1 million, Australian $1 million I'm talking about. Now, if you look at that project estimation and cost, it is miserably failed project. 4 year to 14 year and 2 digit to 3 digit Australian dollar, $1 million. So if you look at these two figures, because abhi tak to definition project success means if it is within the cost, within the time, we call that project is the most successful project. I hope all of you agree. That is a wrong definition today. Right definition is what is the commercial, what is the business that project is going to give. Whether it is how much value it is adding to your company's strategy. This is, for example, L&T has many projects. It has so many companies and so many projects. Which project they have to prioritize, that project will add more value to the company's profit. Is it not? So this Opera project, even though started 73, less than 5 years, not only entire money was paid, it is huge profit. And that Opera House is most photographed place in the world, not Australia, in the world. Mostly visited in the entire world. Many visitors go to Australia not for anything else, only Opera House, apart from shows and all. So it has become a tourist spot for the globe. It is the global capital of the entertainment industry. And even though time and cost it has failed, but it's the most successful project. So therefore, project success definition, you have to look into that today. Not only because estimation go wrong, because we begin with what we think, I know, that is hardly small percentage of the total. What you think you don't know, that is only small percentage. So I'm exaggerated, I say 1% of thinking what I know, 1% you think that I don't know. And what about 98%? I told that L&T, that 8 people moved away. It was not known. You not understood. If you would have understood, if you would have known that your project's time has been different, cost would have been different, compensation, all it is not in the no estimation with such people. So 8 people will die, compensation will be paid. That is not part of the estimation. But what happens after the project? You have to pay all that money. Are you getting me? So therefore, it is extremely important. Project success has 4 dimensions. Time, cost, even change your, what you thought in the beginning and at the end, many changes would have happened. For example, 767 Boeing, when they built the first flight, there were 12,500 changes they have to make. Change your 12,500. When they built the 71st flight, unless until you got the, 5-6 countries and so many orders, unless 70-80 orders, if you don't get, they don't get into the new model. So when they got 71st flight they built, then 12,500 changes became only 7,000 changes. 5,500 changes came down because of experience. So therefore, the time and cost is not only success, time and that is one of the parameters. You have to be within the time, within the cost and little scope change. Second is a customer satisfaction, whether client is satisfied or not. Client satisfaction, second parameter. Third parameter is the commercial success. All those who are involved in the project, whether PMC, contractor, client, everybody is happy or not. Commercial success. It should give money to everybody. Nobody should do the job in losses. Everybody should have made money or not. And Sridhar was one person who thought about the contractor, not only contractor, subcontractor, everybody should get money. And that is how we succeeded Delhi Metro. Nobody did the project in loss. That is a commercial success. And the last one, I must say, one project leads to many. In future success, because of that project, you get many projects. So these are the 4 dimensions. They are called as a project success parameter. And time and cost, and it is one of them. And all the futuristic, I give one example of L&T. I was in L&T project, and space project L&T got, and Tata became number 2 L2. L&T did that project. After 8-9 months, another space tender came. In that, this Tata already, L&T already completed that space project. And second, Tata became L1, L&T became L2. But in the second tender, the condition was, those who have successfully completed the previous project, they may be given preference on the L1 rate in the second tender. So L&T was L2, Tata was L1, but again that project went by the L&T because they successfully delivered the previous tender, previous project. And L1, even though Tata they could not get because L&T successfully delivered, and Tata rate, L&T did the project. So are you getting? Project success means basically these 4 dimensions: future success, commercial success, customer satisfaction, and then the last one is this. And therefore, these other 3 are more important within the time, within cost, because project begins with 1% of what you know and 1% of what you don't know. And many times in the project, what happens, we only talk about what we know. In the project, when I talk, I don't generate any new knowledge. When you are listening, some of you don't know, you get something new knowledge. So learning happens when you listen. In the project team, it is a group of multi people coming from different backgrounds, different subcontractors, contractors, all the PMCs. So listening is important, and remaining everybody on the same page is important, so that you can bring down the rework. Do it right the first time happens when you all listen and everybody is on the same page. So therefore, it is important, the project success, 4 parameters, and the first one is time cost is the least one. Others are more important. I hope you got it. Because if you want to make a big money, then you should not go to small. That is the opera house example. You should go to the Google and you should see it is interesting case study.
Yes, sir.
The question is now, it's like daily operation means.
Sir,
Is there any specific?
आप थोड़ा सा खड़े हो जाएंगे तो बाकी लोगों को पता चलेगा कि कौन था.
Sir, since you say planning is the most important, are there any specific tools or methods to do planning so that the planning is correct? The next part is how to share the information during so that the information is available to all. The third part is how to resolve conflicts during the process. Third is how to inspire to take people ownership of the project.
Okay.
How to resolve the blame shifting. So what happens during a project? Everyone is blaming each other. So
Okay, good question, but I must say that we all in the education institution, we are specialists in area, as a project management, as a psychologist, as a civil engineer, computer engineer, we all specialists. But if you look at the national education policy, that has brought the multidiscipline. Now in the project management, you have been taught how to do the project, how to do the planning, CPM, BIRD, what are the tools used, our softwares, Bhimaraya, MS project, all has been taught. But when problem comes, how to handle that problem, it is not taught. Because in the book, it is a straight line, you do this, these are the steps and you do the project. But in the practically, that doesn't happen. Is it not, sir? So practically, the practical difficulties, it is many bends and many loops and many changes happens in practical. It is not a straight line. So in that case, those are not taught in the colleges, schools, or any degree, any school, maybe gold medalists, they have not been taught. So therefore, project management is the science and art of project management important. Understand the science part of project management, art part of project management. So science part means a domain knowledge. We all know the domain knowledge. Everybody knows. But if you give those who completed the project to Nagpur Metro instead of Dixit Saab, if somebody would have been given from graduate, that fellow could not have done the job Dixit did in Nagpur. Why? Because the experience is better and how to handle, how to manage. So the art part we learn once you go to the field. Adversity and success goes together. Unless until you face the adversity, every failure double your experience. धक्का खाने के बाद ही लोग समझ में आता है बोलते हैं. So that is what basically art part means. If any situation change, suddenly rain comes, you are doing a concrete slab. How to handle that? It is not taught in the school. Or Kashmir, in the winter cold, the ice is coming, you put the concrete. And आपको बुक में पढ़ा है कि 7 दिन के बाद आप सब जो सपोर्टिंग निकाल दीजिए. यहाँ नागपुर में कंक्रीट वहाँ खड़ा रहेगा, तो नीचे गिरेगा नहीं. कश्मीर में 14 दिन के बाद भी निकाल दिया आइस के टाइम पे, बर्फ के टाइम पे पूरा स्लैब गिर जाएगा, because it will not get the strength. So it depending upon the climate situation, climate condition, and those changes, how to manage the change. That is one part. Second one is how to manage. Important aspect in project management is the people management. How to manage the people. There are many teams, many groups, and there are many problems, many issues, many difficulties, and there is also politics in the project management. And as a project manager, my job is how to tap the potential available in each and every one, not to leave anyone. Take everybody's potential available so that I can achieve the goal of project. And that is an art, that is a people management, change management. And many things, what you can't see, what others can't see, you can see it in the project, because if you have imagination, I told you, a mason cutting, he was imagining the temple. So you should know the whole project. If I do this, what difficulty will come there? For example, I tell you, when this work was going on, the furniture fellow came, but the type fellow was not fixing the type. He was delaying, and this fellow said, my people are sitting and waiting, how can I do? I'm giving this class an example. Now, if there is no synchronization, if there is no understanding, I will teach a lesson, I will not do this work. Let these people can sit. One decide what will happen to other fellow. There is a downtime cost for that fellow. So therefore, how to manage the people, how to resolve the conflict, how to put everybody on the same page. So therefore, that I told you to put the right pressure. That only mad people are not having any pressure. They keep on laughing on the road because they don't have any pressure. And unless until you have requisite pressure, you cannot achieve your goals. Requisite pressure is required. Requisite pressure is either in the calendaring than work. And like that you have deadline, matrix, all those things, submitting, review, all those things build the pressure, and then you have to work together. And the project manager is the one. He has to manage people, everybody. He has to be a great leader, and leaders have to be a great sense maker. I think Gadkari Sahab also said, and Shiv Kumar also said, great sense maker. Sense maker means, if you see, somebody is very beautiful. He said, yesterday of tomorrow is today. Yesterday of tomorrow is today. If you act today, tomorrow you will be at right place. If you don't act today, tomorrow you will be in right place, wrong place. And as a project manager, it is your right to whom to give what responsibility. But your rights will become wrong, your project is miserably failed. Your rights will become right, your project will succeed. Rights will become right because people are always right. But right person, if you give the job, wrong job, who is not having expertise, what will happen? A person expertise in PR, if you give the job of IT, can that person do such job? Then project will suffer. So therefore, this managing is an art. Art means change management, people management, and decision making. And where you don't know the decision, then you are walking now, if you are straight road is there, you need not to apply your brake. The moment you get a hurdle, then 2 roads are there, then you have to make a decision whether I should go here or go here. And if you go here, probably you may get a narak. If you go here, you may get a sun, you don't know. But you have to take a decision. So therefore, it is important if you do the good homework, if you understand the project, if you visualize the project, and the clue also, your sixth sense also works and it helps you to go to the right direction. And even though sometimes it goes wrong, because success, within the steps of success, failure is one of the important steps. Learn to fail, fail to learn applies in project management. Learn to fail and fail to learn. And everybody, whether it is Tesla or anybody, those who have miserably failed, they have succeeded in their life. So we should not afraid of failure, but we should not delay the decision making. Therefore, decision making, that is where, our Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru said in those days in his book, that the crises have given us an opportunity to think. Crises have given us an opportunity to innovate. So innovation comes, you think only if there is a roadblock comes. Otherwise, you keep on walking on the straight road. If the roadblock comes, then you think, yahi jana, yahan jana, wahan jana. So therefore, in the project management, that keeping broad mandates and art part we have to expertise, which is not written anywhere, but that comes in the site. And those who are passionate, probably within no time, they get it. Even when I was in this project, I always used to ask, even if I come here, I ask my architect, our airport is so close, it is just 9 kilometers. Are you coming on flying line? You are not having any clue what is flying line. Then I said, you find out first, how many stories we can go and what is the foundation we are planning it. So this kind of visualization is important. For example, I was in MDI Gurgaon, it was built in 1973 when we were expanding from 3 program to 9 program. Every year we used to build 1 program. So the foundations were designed not more than 2 stories. You cannot do more than that, even though there is a permission in there from the corporation. But you can't go because foundation. So therefore, if you think of how many years ahead of time and what kind of structure you have to build, that visualization is important. Therefore, project manager should think of a leader, and that definition was given by great saint of India, Swami Vivekananda. He says, leader is the one who thinks the unthinkable, who achieves the unachievable, and who sees the invisible. So that kind of project manager, think the unthinkable, achieve the unachievable, and see the invisible. What others can't see, that third mason was seeing the temple. So that kind of mindset is there, and art and science of managing project. That expertise will come from the experience, and many failures and many success basically leads towards beyond knowledge, that is called wisdom, then automatically expertise. The day when people say Rome is not built in overnight, so it takes its own time, but one has to develop expertise in art and science. We have science expertise and art we need to develop to become more successful.
What a great answer. But as the time is pressing and यहाँ से इसके बाद सिर्फ पौन घंटा है जिसमें आपका लंच ब्रेक है ना? सर अवेलेबल है बाकी सब क्वेश्चन के लिए 2 दिन के लिए. जिनको भी बाकी कुछ क्वेश्चंस है सर के साथ वर्ड टू वर्ड करके आपके जो क्वेरीज है क्वेश्चंस है आप उसके आंसर ले सकते हैं. So I thank Metri sir as a host speaker, जिन्होंने इतना अच्छा खुद के एक्सपीरियंस का जो निचोड़ है आज अपने को दिया है, and will be benefited by this. Thank you sir.